That was found out in these mountains. The first mine to be operated out here was operated as early as 1865. But the gold that actually found at the town of Oatman and the boom of Oatman wouldn't be found until 1895, the first time around. In 1895, a man by the name of John Whiteley was following the Beals Trail when he noticed a quartz vein over the side of the mountain. Now, Beals Trail ran from Santa Fe, New Mexico to Los Angeles, California. And in 1926, it would become this road right here, Route 66. Now, he was following the trail, realized that quartz vein was there, so he went and looked at it, realized there was gold in it, went back to Kingman and stuck a claim on it. Well, he came back out with his tools to work his claim, but somewhere along the line, two other men realized he found something out there, so they followed him out from Kingman to see what it was he found. When they realized what it was and how much of it there was, they all three got in a gunfight over the gold. Before it was all said and done, they was all three killed. So the gold was lost for another 4 years. 4 years later, in 1899, a man by the name of Jose Jerez was drug stacked by Henry Loving just to get him out of Kingman for a while, because he was a heavy drinker and kind of a nuisance. So they grub staked him just to get him out of town. They sent him out along Beals Trail, somewhere on the top of Sick Creek Pass, which is about 5 miles up the road from here. In his telling the story, he fell asleep when his burros wandered off running in the middle of the night. Most people who knew him really well said more than likely he just got drunk, passed out, and got tied his burros down. But in any case, the next day when he went to go find his burro, they would stand right next to the quartz vein that Whiteley found 4 years earlier. He went back to Kingman, stuck a claim on it. Him and Henry Loving came out and they worked their claim for about 6 months. So they realized they didn't have the manpower or the money to get up an operation the way it needed to be done. So they turned around and sold the whole thing to United States Steel, which with today's money was about $1.5 million. Now Henry Loving went on to be a prosperous man, died a very wealthy man. Jose, on the other hand, he took all his money, went to San Diego, spent it all on whiskey, women, and having a good time. He lasted a couple of years till he ran out of money, so he came back to the Gold Road mine and started working as a roustabout. He worked there for a couple of years till his alcoholism did him in. He figured he was losing a lot of weight. He figured the reason he was doing that was because something crawled down his stomach in the middle of the night, was eating everything he was eating, so he wasn't getting no nourishment. Well, he figured he had how to solve that problem, so he mixed himself up a rat poison cocktail and drank it down. And he killed that rat all right, but he also killed himself. And now he's buried 3 miles up in the Gold Road Cemetery, about 3 miles up the road. That story was actually written up in the Oatman and about 6 or 7 of the local newspapers in this area, Kingman and Needles and some other places, when he did that. In any case, from 1901 to 1942, this was the most populated place in Mojave County, which is the 5th largest county in the United States. Today it would be Kingman or Havasu, but back then it was Oatman, with a population of anywhere from 4,000 to at times 10,000 people. And between 1910 and 1918, there were as many as 40,000 out here in the mountains around us. This was the place to be. But in 1942, when World War II started, all the mining stopped, because Roosevelt had deemed that gold mining was not necessary for fighting World War II. He needed the materials to fight the war with rather than gold, so we asked the miners to go mine other things. They did. When they left, they took a lot of the infrastructure of Oatman out in order to fight World War II. Now, when the war was over, everybody thought the mining was going to come back, but it never did. The next active gold mine out here in these mountains wouldn't be until 1994. Most geologists, when they left in 1942, believed that they had only taken a third of the gold out of these mountains. There's still 2/3 of it still here. Between 1901 and 1942, they took somewhere around 36 million ounces of gold out of these mountains. And then, if that was only a third of it, there's still a lot of gold out here. And they never did find what in mining speak is called the mother lode, or where they think the main source of the gold might have been coming from. So who knows how much gold might still be out here. There might be even more than that. But it was all the gold mining town from 1901 to 1942. And in 1942, the population went down to about 300 people. They stuck around because it was Route 66 was still running through the middle of it, so they could make a fairly good living with people coming through town for gas and other things. But in 1951, they put in a bypass from Kingman and Needles going around the end of the mountain. When that happened, Oatman died and became a ghost town. It had a population of no more than 3 for the next 30 years. Now, in the late 1970s, they created an organization to promote Route 66. When that got up and running, by then, I-40 had literally run right over the top of the bypass going around the end of the mountains. So in order to kind of stay on 66, you had to come the original route through Oatman and through the mountains and through Oatman once again. And it's been pretty much a little tourist town since. Now, we do have 3 mines in operation in the area right now, but most of the people who work them live either in Bullhead or over in Kingman.
This here's that town I was telling you about. Right. And we come a long way. Did you tell somebody there was gold here?
No, not me.
Well, you must have said something, because there's a lot of people staring at us.
I noticed that.
You dressed funny today or something? Anyway, I was here yesterday there with the stage coach sitting right there. Right there. That's it, so if you guys know, I'm pretty sure they probably put it over there in that bank. Yeah. Anyway, we come here to rob this bank to get the gold in.
I don't know about the bank. I don't know if the stagecoach is strange. Ladies. I never robbed the bank.
I never robbed no bank either. But it can't be that hard.
You don't have to worry about falling off the horse.
You stay here, what? You over here and rob the bank. I'll be right back. See if you get any gold in that. Nobody move. I'd hate to shoot you on accident. I'd much rather do it on purpose.
All right, give me that go. Don't give me any left either.
There. You down to go, all right?
Give me any left.
Hold on to gold. Stay right here. I gotta go get some.
Okay.
Don't go nowhere.
I may cut the gold. Didn't have a horse. Another horse.
Right. Where are you going? I told you to stay up here.
I'm going south. I'm going to Mexico.
You're gonna walk all the way to Mexico?
Oh, I got enough here. I'll buy me another horse.
You can double cross with me.
Yep.
All right. I've had enough of you. You just put that gold down. We're gonna settle this once and for all, because I'm mad at you anyway.
I ain't done nothing yet.
Oh yeah, you did.
What?
I know you're the one who stole my wife and my horse.
Not me.
Well, it was you, all right. And I want my horse back.
Oh, man, can't do that.
I want my horse back.
No, can't do it.
Why
Had to
not?
shoot it. Had to shoot it.
You shot my horse?
Yeah.
Go do that for me.
Well, he ran out of food, got hungry, shot him and ate it.
That was the fastest horse in the county.
Oh, you're not telling me nothing. He ran through me in a hurry. Woo! Like to kill me. I said, horse don't kill you. You're going to have to learn that gold.
All right.
Wait a minute. All these people standing around there doing nothing, we'll give them something to do. I'll give them something to do.
Well, they're doing something. You're watching me get ready to kill you.
We're going to do different. Whenever we're ready, whenever we say we're ready, y'all holler draw. All right?
Right.
And make sure you pay attention. All right. Ready?
All right, I'm ready.
No, not that.
No.
No, not that myself.
All right. Watch out, Socks. I'm liable to hit you instead of him.
All right, now, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Go!
Did I get hit back here? I did.
I know what it is.
You better than that.
I gotta quit using them Walmart bullets.
Walmart bullet. Man, see? You do the count. Remember, not one, not two, but three.
All right, on three.
On three.
Four Arizona.
I like it.
Two Arizona.
Yeah.
Four Arizona.
Hold it, hold it.
Five Arizona.
Hold up.
Seven Arizona.
No. You left the one that counts out. You left it out.
Which one did I leave out?
You left it out. You left three out.
Get out of here.